This one's a little bit of out of bounds for me. Not quite familiar with the League of Legends scene. That's why Martin's here with us to kind of help us out.
I was called in to pitch hit.
Yeah.
But I'm only button.
He's the left-handed specialist off the bench.
I'm not even left-handed, boys.
But you are. You are today.
Go out there and throw a left hand.
This guy. Who is this guy?
That is Faker Senpai. No, it's just Faker.
Faker Senpai. Ah, okay. All right. Got it.
The only reason why I say it because for the past, probably since he came into playing professionally, consensus-wise, he's been considered, I'd say more about 80% or more. He's been considered the best League of Legends player.
Okay, so how many years is that?
He's been playing since I think 2013.
Good for him. Good for him.
And he's already a three-time world champion.
Yeah, 3-4 years, 3-time world champion. And this motherfucker signs up for Twitch like yesterday, or something incredibly recent.
I heard something about that.
So yeah,
good. No, good.
Signs up for Twitch, immediately breaks all concurrent viewing records for a single streamer, over 220,000. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was surprised by the numbers.
But why?
I'm not.
Well, he's the best player in the world, man.
And that surprises you?
Well, I'm surprised by the numbers he brought because usually those numbers are for, our League of Legends international tournaments.
Sure.
They're MSI, mid-seasonal invitational.
The big ones.
Maybe they're all-star events. Not really that much, but it's or Worlds. Worlds brings out huge numbers on Twitch. Those numbers, like for just a streamer, that's pretty impressive. But he's the best player in the world, and a lot of people.
Just a streamer though. That's what. This is the reason why this doesn't surprise me. Is if I found out tomorrow that Angelina Jolie was about to fucking play fucking Paladins, I'd be watching that. It's like it's you if you get a celebrity, which sorry for anybody who doesn't at this point it's 2017. That's a goddamn celebrity, like he is.
It wasn't to me. Well, but he's a celebrity in the gaming world.
To the gaming world,
celebrity in Korea.
Right.
He's celebrity. He's a household name.
So
in Korea.
So I'm not surprised that he pulls in that much. That would be like if any like A-list celebrity decided, hey, today I'm going to do this thing that everyone in the world can see for free. A bunch of people are going to watch it. Like that's how it is.
Well, I guess just to throw down the facts first, real quick about him and and his team, because it's not just him streaming.
So was his whole team that streamed?
This is actually This is his first time actually streaming.
Okay.
Streaming on Twitch
by himself.
Yes.
Okay.
Because on YouTube, when I watch him, or on Twitch, because they do show him on Twitch, but they don't have a webcam or anything like that. On Twitch, they show highlights like I'll say, for example, last Worlds was held in the United States. And so his team had to come in and play, and they won, obviously. Well, they have to practice. So they get and play ranked on the North American ladder. So on YouTube, they would have highlights, and they would just have a camera, not a camera, but like a bot try to watch his replays, and they just put it on YouTube, or they put it on stream. It's replays of him playing. So you get to see his, but it's not live. Now, because they won the World Championship for the third time, and the team is popular, the company, SKT1 Telecom, they want to stream, and they're equivalent they're like a telephone company, like Verizon here, comparable here.
Makes sense.
They want to stream now. The company was their pro teams, their franchise for other games. And before he streamed, other players like their jungler, their top laner, they all streamed already a couple of times.
See those numbers.
But before that, I'm just saying, forget about the company, the other teams, Korean teams, they don't stream that much because they have a hard regimen, a schedule.
Oh yeah.
And there's no time for them to stream.
Yeah.
To stream. They scrim, they practice, they scrim about 12 to 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to have any girlfriends, no social life. It's just eat, work, study the game. Right. And I'm surprised that they're allowing their players to stream. And that's why it's like, I'm surprised by the numbers, but then again, I'm not surprised because it's him and he's the best player. And granted, a lot of people play League of Legends.
Right.
They want to see. I mean, you're learning from the best.
It's one of the biggest games in the world. Yeah.
You're learning from the best.
It's a very personal experience to be in somebody's stream with them. And I guess I haven't seen any of the stream. I'm probably going to go back and see if it's archived just to see.
You could probably go on YouTube and see the highlights.
I think it's in. Well, but that's kind of it. Like you're like,
Right.
go on the YouTube and see the highlights. That's not what I wanted
That's
to
not
do.
what you want to
I
see
wanted
the
to see
full-
if the experience on Twitch was different from just seeing the highlights. If he's treating it like a normal stream.
Well, the cool thing is now you can see the chat.
Well,
Right.
here's the other thing though. He's an introvert. He's not very social. He's a very weird. It's like one of those like when those players like they're the best. They're considered the GOAT at their
Savant.
whatever. You know,
Yeah,
like
almost.
yes, he's very weird. Doesn't talk too much.
Yeah.
And when he does say something, people listen. You know what I mean? Because you know that's how he
He's
is.
just cracking his knuckles like a badass over here.
Yeah.
The thing is in South Korea, because the esports scene is so huge over there, they make really good commercials, and this is probably one of the commercials that led up to what's it called? ONG. That's the name of the network, the TV channel network that made the commercial with him. Like I don't know, it's crazy.
So how long before these guys are signing deals with Twitch or YouTube or Hitbox to be the exclusive home of their practices? Or
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I think based on availability, if they want to, if they're not tired, you know, and stuff. But from what I've read off the League of Legends Reddit, is that the company SKT wants them to stream.
Yeah.
So they're gonna implement streaming, and that was his first time. And on top of that, when I was like watching bits and pieces of the stream, you know, he said it himself because when I also watched the highlights of it, he said that he feels very awkward doing this because he's never actually streamed before, and he doesn't know how to commentate and play the game. All he does is just react. He just plays the game.
Well,
doesn't say that much. Doesn't give commentary.
I hate doing things my job asks me to do too, but if this is his job, then he's going to stream.
He is.
Why don't you think that is a likely scenario in which this company partners up with a Twitch or maybe another streaming company and says you're the exclusive home of the live broadcast? Of course, you can still get the replays on YouTube. You can always get the replays on YouTube. But why wouldn't that be a good business move if this guy's pulling in 220-something thousand viewers?
Because they would. Basically, here's what would happen. If one of two things, either A, they do that, they start doing that. What kind of games they're gonna be streaming? Because it won't be the scrims, because that's where they practice. That's where they work on strategy. That's where they literally would be showing all their competition.
So what is he
strategy.
streaming now?
He was just playing the game.
He's just playing the game. Basically, once they're done practicing with another team, they could do whatever they want. And most of the players, because they want to get good, they just play League of Legends. That's all they know. They play League of Legends and they just play rank, Korean solo queue ladder rank. That's all they do. That's all you see.
My thing is that the regular stuff would be like even that is risky. That would literally be like having a fucking football team and having like their quarterback, running back, and everybody like live streaming their practice over and over.
Well, let me give you a little bit more
again.
perspective. There are companies that will pay hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to have their logo on the practice court of NBA and NHL teams that you don't see those. Those are not televised.
Well, but here's
they just want to be associated with it.
the
Now,
problem.
from one second, from Twitch or YouTube, they're streaming to both of them. The viewership is split.
Right.
Twitch or YouTube goes to them and says, we want all that ad revenue. And yeah, okay, ad block, whatever. We want all of that ad revenue.
It's just if they decide to start streaming like all, it just depends on what they're streaming. And my thing is, if that continues, what happens then if their competition goes, all right, sweet, we've got their whole fucking playbook. And now that they have their whole playbook, they start losing.
Right.
They're not worth as much money now.
That's
because you set them up in a position for them to start losing money. So like I don't know if they're thinking that way. I hope that they are, kind of, to be honest with you. I would like to see them continue to be successful.
Right.
I care more about these guys than I do care about like.
To add on what Joe said, during the international tournaments for League of Legends, even everywhere, it doesn't matter. When they scrim, when they practice with other teams, and they share strategies, and there's builds, and whatnot. And there's a mutual agreement between both teams, and they say, "Listen, you can record them, but you cannot show them to anybody. It's exclusively between us.
Right.
If this gets leaked out, we will no longer be practicing with you.
Right.
Well, the NFL does that.
And that's how they
NFL does that every preseason, week 2 or week 3.
Yes.
They do the dual camps and they share each other's playbooks. So I don't know. I think if we're gonna treat this like a real sport, we got to treat it like a real sport.
I mean, maybe if they do if they do decide to do that, right, and they're okay with streaming it, everyone needs to. It can't just be the top.
I just feel like if we're talking about strategy, I can boot up any one of their fucking championship wins and see their strategy.
I guess, but from at
the same time, the game changes. The game changed every year. They change.
My thing is, that would be great if everyone did it. If down the board, everybody who's competing in that competition streamed. It just would really, really suck to work really hard to be number one, only to like get picked apart because you're number one.
The other thing is, I see where you're going, Mark, and you're right. That brings in a lot of money, but at the same time, for that decision to go and follow through, it has to be a mutual agreement between the franchise, the two teams.
Well, yeah, of course.
If they want to do that, because some teams might go, yes, I would like to.
But you're still talking about you call them scrims. Old people like me call them scrimmages. Yeah. We're talking about the scrims and the two teams going against each other. I'm talking about what this motherfucker does in his free time on Twitch. And if he has an exclusive contract with Twitch and he's playing ranked or whatever he's doing by himself on his own time.
Yeah.
Like that's not necessarily. Oh, okay. LeBron plays 82 games a year on almost national television. I know his strategy, but he's still fucking LeBron James. So I feel like if you're an athlete and you're smart and you know the game, you're going to go get it.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm completely fucking wrong.
The other thing too is that, like, from what I was hearing, is like, should more pros be? He's not the first pro to be streaming.
No, he's not the first pro to be streaming. He's just the most popular.
And pros, but he's the most, I guess.
He's the biggest.
Polarizing, biggest, and you could say favored or popular.
Yeah.
By far.
And
I don't follow. But they don't follow. But I know of his name. Like, I've heard of him before.
I would have chose a different name for a competitive.
I agree.
Well, his solo queue name is Hide on Bush.
All right.
I would have went with that. Well, let us know what you guys think. Should they be exclusively streaming on one platform or the other? Does this even matter to you? Let me know. Hit the like button. Interact with us.
Hide on Bush.
We'll see you next time.